Waiting on the donuts. Missed them. Made a trip down to Sunbelt Media Days this week. We're going to talk about that. A little bit on the show today. Of course, we'll have that list from the Cheer Guys list and the Preacher Man inspirational words from the Cheer Guy. And, of course, we'll hear from the most intelligent audience in all of sports radio on the Origin Bank hotline and text line at 888-993-7762. But love to hear from you. 888-993-7762. That is the Origin Bank hotline and text line. But interesting, we made our way down to Sunbelt Media Days. And it was down in New Orleans. And you wonder who missed you when you leave. So we left, interested, we left Tuesday. And so Monday night was the last night that I was actually at home. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday made it in late last night. I'll talk about it. Went to the funeral of a high school friend, a neighborhood friend yesterday in Huntsville, Alabama. And I'll talk a little bit about that today as well. But I always talk about the Cheer Guy. And it was interesting because yesterday I saw a social media post that actually going to brag on the Cheer Guy because when you have a craft and you work on things, it's kind of interesting that the Cheer Guy actually was nominated. It's like a judge for all of these cheer competitions that high school teams go to. So I'm going to give you your props this morning. I'm driving through. Of course, you shouldn't be on your phone driving. I'm going to get this message pops up and social media. You have so you are the Cheer Guy, but you actually really are the Cheer Guy. Explain what you won.
Yeah, so I've been coaching for quite a while, and with coaching decided that I was going to get into judging a little bit, and after that, once I kind of got into judging, last season kind of traveled all around the country and then got nominated as one of the new judges for the year. So just kind of waiting to see what all that'll play out. I think I actually find out until like September, but it's just kind of cool to be nominated for it. Got to travel a lot, got to meet some people, and yeah. So not actually just the cheer guy for being cheerful, actually involved in I guess that world a little bit as well.
Well, congratulations to that. Really delicious Daylight Donuts have made their way into the studio. Last we went to Sunbelt Media Days. You made the trip, and it was interesting because I'll be honest with you. We're transparent. We're a family show here. You did a wonderful job. I'm going to get your thoughts and perceptions on your first media day. But it's interesting. I'm going to tell you full disclosure. You were like the fourth choice, right? You have moved up the depth chart. Like you're now choice number one. But I will tell you that I was 0 for 3 asking, and you were the fourth choice. But now next year, July 20th and 21st, you're choice number one. There's no doubt about it. But full disclosure, you were the fourth choice.
That's okay. You got to start somewhere on the depth chart. But I mean, I'm sure we're going to spend a good bit of time talking about it. But the biggest thing that was a takeaway for me is you see these coaches, and especially you get to see them on the big stage, and they seem like just professionals, like they're just answering questions, talking football. But one of the things that I thought made when they came to our table unique was we spent usually we got about 15 minutes with them. We spent about 3 or 4 minutes kind of just talking to them before we ever started recording or went live. And then to me, we talked about more than just football with them. We got personal with them. We had somebody point out their phone showing us pictures of their kids going fishing and winning golf tournaments and stuff. And to me, that's the difference. You don't get to see that on a normal day.
Went to the funeral of a dear friend, John Fleming. And I will talk about that a little bit later in the closing moments of the show today. But it was interesting. Of course, you go with high school friends and you pick off right where you left off. And it was Tony Brunson. I'm going to talk about Tony just for a minute, and Stacey McCants and Ladd Lewis, guys I haven't seen in years. But they follow because of the social media posts. If you're not following the Nate Brown Show, check out Instagram as well as this morning we're on YouTube Live and Facebook. But I'd like to transition over to the YouTube page. But it's interesting. They watch the videos and they said, well, tell us about the coach. coaches. And I said, well, the cheer guy that was with me, that's my co-host on Saturday morning, along with the preacher band. And I said, we were different because we didn't really ask them about their secondary or their third string, their second string safety. We talked to them, and it was interesting. They said, well,